friends. Hello, hello. My name is Janessa Oriel. I'm the head of community here at Sell with Amy, and I am so excited to be here live. It's my favorite day and time of the week because I get to come here and chat with you about one of my favorite things, which is Amy. So if you're here live on our Facebook business page, Sell with Amy, thank you so much for joining me live. And if you're here for the replay or after party, hashtag, that's what we call our replay. Is our after party, whether it be on Facebook or if it's over on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining. Please let me know that you're tuning in whenever that is in the comments. I would love to be able to hear from you as well. So I wanted to be able to go over something that I've been thinking about. I went to find a a quote for this, and there's literally hundreds to the point where I was a little overwhelmed. So, hi Angie and Selena and Trisha. It's so good to see everyone here. I was so overwhelmed with the quotes for what I wanted to address today that I didn't pick one. What I want to talk about is if you want something to grow, you need to measure it. Hi, Verna. And if you want it, if you genuinely want it to grow, you need to be able to have something tangible that you can look at and track and cheer on, right? We want to cheer things on. So for that reason, the dashboard exists. This is the personal dashboard. You can see it here. And I want you to be able to see and be familiar with this tab. Ideally, you would be checking in with this tab frequently. What does frequently mean? Can mean it can be daily, right? That would be an ideal solution if you're working towards a goal, especially a big goal. You want to break it down. We've talked in previous lives about how you can actually take your monthly goal and break it down into daily tasks. But I want to dive into that a little bit farther. You also can check in with this weekly, right? Most people pay attention to the numbers as it gets to the month end to be able to reach what their goals or their quotas are. Or for some, especially in direct sales, the beauty of direct sales is if you need some dollars quickly, typically you can do some sales quickly and get those dollars quickly. Maybe you want to fill up your gas tank. You can do some sales, right? So sometimes when people pay attention to this, it's actually after they want to change it. We want to actually start to build this in, and I want you to see this as you're cheering for your stats, and your stats have the ability to cheer you back, right? Because if you're going to improve any of these, it's going to help your sales goal overall or your goals to be able to reach the next rank in your business. So I'm going to go over this quickly. Just so we know, at the top, it tells you how many days you have left in the month, and that's primarily for monthly goals. So you can see how much time you have to achieve your sales goal. If you've set a sales goal already, kudos, hope so, because it's almost, we're like, what, a third of the way through the month? But if you haven't, there's a to-do waiting for you to fill out that sales goal, so that way you can track your sales towards that sales goal. Okay, and look, I updated mine 10 minutes ago. So I didn't set it until 10 minutes ago. Anyway, so what I want to highlight is this. From here down is really where I want to dive in. I'm going to check my comments really quick, make sure there's not questions. Hi to Trish and Patricia and Melissa, lots of friends. Carlin, nice to see you here. Also here in California with our beautiful spring weather. Okay, scrolling down. This is what I want to talk about. I want you to know what you're working on. If it's just sales, that's great. Everything else will relate to your sales total, okay? If you're adding new contacts, it will potentially build into your sales total, right? So that hot pink to the upper right-hand corner there. If you're tackling your to-dos, you're saying thank you to your customers, you're encouraging those that might be interested in joining your team if you're part of the, if your company has recruiting, you can have tackling those to-dos is providing an incredible level of customer service. If you are recording your sales because your company does not yet have partnership with Sell with Amy, they're going to populate here. If your company does have partnership with Sell with Amy, congratulations, this updates for you, as do your to-dos. For our friends that are with companies that are not currently with partnership, they need to record the orders, and that shows there, and then it populates the to-dos to be able to be completed. Okay, as you can see down here, I have 12 to-dos in my little to-do tray right over there. And as you tackle those, it will populate here. If you're taking care of your customers and providing that excellent level of customer service, your sales will increase, right? It's sort of a no-brainer. If you're sending out messages, or if you're tackling to-dos but not actually sending messages out, that means that maybe you're just selecting done as opposed to actually doing it. Ideally your messages sent is higher than your to-dos. Does that make sense? Those typically correlate, right? Because the to-dos almost always have you sending messages to someone, almost always. Additionally, now we can dive into the things that you can see that I have not done, right? So if we're scrolling down, we're going to talk about storefront visits and link views, storefront posts, collections, okay? So if you don't know about what a storefront is, then you have some learning to do, my friend. And we have lots and lots of help resources over on in the link. Let me show you where you can find that really quickly. If we go to the account tab down in the lower right hand corner here, and you go to the resource hub here, you will have the ability to see the Amy Help Portal. If you don't know what a storefront is, you can go ahead and say storefront. And I want you to do this. Take a look at storefront. Let's look at the overview. Okay. The storefront overview is going to give you a plethora of link and learning opportunities and how you can use your storefront and how to set it up and what that looks like. When you utilize your storefront and you share it out into the world. Why am I saying that? Oh, sorry, I shook my phone and it's mad at me. When you utilize your storefront and you set it up, right? So your storefront's like a personally branded website to you, and you share that out in the world. If you set up your storefront and you don't use it in your Instagram bio, or you don't use it in your email signature, or you don't use it when someone asks you about your company, then you're not going to get, this is in relation to the posts related to when you tag posts using your Instagram. If you don't use that, that's okay. But you can see how many people are visiting your storefront right here. Okay. So if you are not putting it out into the world, you're going to have goose eggs like I am. That's not the goal, right? You want to take some time, get your storefront set up, let your customers know a bit about you and what you love about your company. Get your personalized, customized links set up, so that way when they go to your storefront, they can see all the ways to get into contact with you. And then you can also see how many storefront views you have there. It tracks. It doesn't tell you who has clicked on it unless you go up to the shares. Under shares, it actually will tell you your sharing history, and it'll show there. Okay, but back down here. Also link views. So right now, all those shares that I just showed you, if they're getting clicked on, they're not, because it's showing right here, they're not, but that's okay. The reason I want to go over this is because these will help inform you areas that you can improve. If you put focus, if I set up the storefront and started sharing it out, I would start getting storefront views. If I sent links out to those that are interested in a particular product, I can send those links. Or if I'm sharing collections out, how many people are taking a look at those collections, or how many new collections have I added? How many people are taking a look at those collections, and how many product clicks have come through those? Like if someone's digging through your collections and clicking on the different products, it's helpful to know. And that's why we give you this personal dash. So you have all this information to be able to dive into, right? To be able to dive into, see what you like, see how your business is going. I'm going to check comments really quickly. No comments. That's okay. Totally fine. I mean, I've had comments, but perfect. So if you have questions, one thing that I really wanted to ask for our friends, one, do you use the dashboard, right? And if you don't or you haven't, this is your reminder. That's one of the reasons we do these weekly trainings, is to be able to have these reminders. And then two, for those that do utilize it or have utilized it, what has your success rate? And Trisha, I'm looking at you because I know that we have had conversations about the storefront. What have your experiences been with using the storefront more specifically, or just being able to dive into these metrics? Are these metrics helpful? Is there anything here that you would like to see that you don't see? Is there something that you track separately that you would like to see? These are all things that I love to hear about. And we can sort of talk about. If you have suggestions, we'd love to hear them either here in the comments here, or you can always send ideas to our product development teams through an email. We have an email, idea box, IDEABOX at amy.co, not com. Ideabox@amy.co is a great spot to be able to send ideas for the app. Every now and then we share that out, and that doesn't mean that it's going to like happen immediately, of course, because we've got a very long to-do list here at Sell with Amy, but I do want to remind everyone, everything in the app has been developed based on suggestions from those that use it. And so we're very proud of the work that's been done here, and we want to make sure to continue to hear how you're utilizing each and every point. So that's it for today. I do want to give also a brief heads up. Next week, Thursday Live will not be on Thursday. Next week, Sell with Amy Live will actually be on Tuesday. Time is to be determined. So we're going to keep you on your toes. And if you watch the replay, it's okay. You don't have to catch me live. There's a reason for that, and it's just I had to shift the week around. But I'm really excited to be able to come back sooner. Come back sooner and be able to chat with you again in the near future. Verna says, where to restart after years away. I'm a premium user, but stalled in previous companies and making your own jewelry. Oh, you know what, Berna, thank you for asking this question. I love this. So Berna was with a number of different companies and making her own jewelry. But my first question is, what are you restarting? Okay, so number one, you have to know where you're starting. Number two, then we want to make sure that you're able to start here, because you always want to start in the app, and you want to have, oh good, now comments are coming through. I think things are being weird. That's okay. So Vern, I want to know first, if you're restarting, congratulations. Everyone loves a good fresh start. Number two, you want to go ahead, and if I were starting, as you said you are, I would absolutely get started by setting up your storefront. Setting up your storefront means filling this information out and then specifically adding collections, okay? Collections are going to help you group products that go together, and also helps you suggest not just one product at a time, but groups of products that work really well together. And that way, when your customers are purchasing, they can just buy one product, of course, or they can buy a grouping of products. From there, once you have your collections and your storefront, you want to, of course, share genuinely with others, and then encourage those that have purchased to share genuinely their experiences. Even if their experiences are like stellar, of course, share, but also if they're like, you know what, I might be interested in something else. Go ahead and share. Oh, well, maybe there's another solution for you, or maybe that's okay. Let's keep talking it through. So the product matters a whole lot, and you've got to be really passionate about whatever product you are sharing. So I see that you've been with a number of different companies. Becky says focusing a lot on collections right now. Absolutely, especially with these seasonal changes. Becky, I know that you're with a company that does scent related items. People don't want to smell things that are like from the fall. I'm actually drinking a chai right now, and it feels a little too, I don't know, winter, right? So you want to focus on things that are very seasonal for your customers. Diana says, should collections be for limited time offers or something that is regularly in the catalog? This is a great question, Diana, and I'm so happy that you're asking about it. I strongly recommend that you have a seasonal collection for sure. Number one, 100%. You also want to make sure that you have the staples, right? Those, you can even name, you can see I have some examples here in terms of collections. You can see I also have less options over on the storefront. This is a great example. Lorna said she set up her storefront and everything's gone now. Please send a message to our support team. They're real people and they're there and ready to help. Email us support@amy.co, again, co, not com. So please, we want to make sure that we check all of that out. And so Becky said, yes, both. So you want to, if you look at on the storefront right now, there's some things like for the home that are going to be always in the catalog, always available, best sellers, those that are just getting started with your products. You want to make sure that there is a staple. These are things that you would want to get started with, or getting started kind of category, but you also want seasonal recommendations should be its own category. General recommendations are, we want to have minimum of 4 products in a collection, but no more than, like, I almost want to say 20. We've seen some collections with like 50 products, but people stop scrolling, right? Just think about it. Can you redo the storefront? You know what? Reach out to our support team, Berna. I think that they can help you get that set up for you in the way that you want it. And I say that because I want to make sure that you get that personalized attention. Jacqueline says, I planned on creating a collection for bestsellers, yes, and then seasonal, and I already have one for your personal favorites. You are setting it up the right way, Jacqueline. That is absolutely how we want to make sure that your customers see it. I've done a few trainings on storefront, and I encourage friends that are, this is a new concept to them, to check out the storefront videos, but also the collection videos. If you think of a storefront as walking into a physical store, think of collections as grouping like products together. So if someone's really interested in one portion of your product offerings, they're going to go over to that collection and they're going to ignore the other things that they're not super interested in. That doesn't mean that they won't be interested in more things later, but we want to make sure to have something for everyone when they walk in. So think of rule of 4. You want at least 4 collections on your storefront whenever possible. You want to make sure that your collections are updated. So if you still have things from fall, let's make sure to do a quick refresh, right? This is the end of the first quarter, as we all know. So you want to make sure to sort of evaluate your storefront and more specifically your collection offerings to make sure that they're seasonally appropriate right now. If every single collection that you've ever created is available on your storefront, that's really overwhelming. If you walk into a store that is like crammed with stuff, I know I have a little mini anxiety attack and I have to spin around and turn out and tune out, like I can't go in there. But think of it as you want to give a clean and easy way to shop for your customers. That's really what the storefront is about and your collection offerings. And of course, you can share your collections one-off as well in VIP groups as you're introducing new products. That is awesome because again, as you do that, you're going to see these goose eggs that I currently have. You can see those climb and grow. Maybe next week I'll actually share one here so that way we can actually see this grow in real time, right? Or I encourage you to actually experiment with it. So this went way longer than I anticipated, but I wanted to make sure to address the questions because I love the questions, as you know. And so I think that I've tackled everything. Becky gave some suggestions. My favorite things for the men: Mother's Day, Father's Day, kids ideas. Father's Day is a little early, right? Mother's Day, you can totally do that. I mean, it's a little soon too. I know that I know it's March, but still, that's 2 months away. Feels a little soon unless you have really long shipping times. Anyway, that said, Diana said I definitely need to get better there. Thanks, of course. And there's always room for improvement no matter where you're at in your business. You could be the tippity top of the business and you still have new things to learn, right? Because if you're not constantly learning, you don't have the opportunity to grow. So thanks so much for tuning in. It means that you care and you want to learn more about your business and specifically about how to use Amy for your business. And we really, really appreciate that. Again, quick reminder, next week's live is going to be sort of a surprise. It'll be on Tuesday though. So tune in whenever you can, whether you're able to catch the live or I anticipate that we'll have more replay viewers then because again, it's going to be a surprise. I want to keep you on your toes. Thanks, friends. Have an incredible weekend and I will see you early in the week next week.